Uh, let's see. I'm seeing a lot of favorite episode. That's definitely a frequently asked question. I think one of my favorites is probably Iron Rage Gibby, which isn't necessarily a very like special episode, but I always thought that was just one of our funniest ones because I always love the Gibby Freddy interaction when we get to do our comedy stuff together because he's such a funny guy. Noah Monk is the best, and we love working with him. And we're so happy to have him on as a main character this season. It's very, very cool to have him. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of the SETI Creddy stuff. Actually, it's kind of funny that this stuff should come up now. The episode that we just finished, the one that Jack Black is going to be involved in, it's a lot of the premise has to do with the SETI fans and the Creddy fans. So actually, in a way, it's almost like the SETIs and the Creddys are going to be getting a little bit of a cameo in the episode. They're going to be embodied by a bunch of the actors when we go to Webicon. So I'm very excited for you guys to see it. I think you guys are going to find it very interesting because it's almost like you guys are like in the episode, which I think is really cool. Let's see, favorite song. Gosh, that's really hard to choose. I'd rather go with like favorite bands because that's a little bit easier. I'm all about like Christian rock and some alternative acoustic stuff. Reliant K is definitely one of my favorite bands of all time. I love Switchfoot, Amberlin, The Classic Crime, Ingrid Michaelson, Greg Laswell, the classic stuff, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, all that kind of stuff. And so let's see. Skillet actually is one of the new ones that I've gotten really into. Their new album is fantastic. So yeah, a lot of the Christian rock, Amberlin, Reliant K, Switchfoot, definitely my top three.
You had anyone guest star, who would it be?
If I could have anyone guest star, I'd want to go with somebody like dramatic who like normally wouldn't be on an episode of iCarly. I think that'd be really cool. Like, I don't know, Kiefer Sutherland or like Denzel Washington or somebody who wouldn't normally do comedy. I think that would be really cool. But one of our big ones that I've always kind of hoped that would be able to be on an episode of iCarly was Jack Black, and he actually was in the episode that we were just able to film. So that was kind of like a little bit of a dream come true for all of us because he's such a nice guy and he was really, really, really great to work with. How tall am I? Let's see. I want to say 5'7". I don't really know for sure. It's probably closer to 5'6". But all I know is that I'm most definitely taller than both Miranda and Jeanette, which is very exciting because when we first started the show, I was 4'11½", which was very short. I was even shorter than Jeanette, and I would actually have to wear these giant platform shoes, like 3-inch platform shoes. And that would allow me to be a little bit closer in height to the girls. But fortunately, I get to wear normal shoes now, and I don't really have to worry about that. So that's kind of nice. Favorite movies. I saw a lot of people talking about Inception. I think that's definitely one of my favorite recent movies. That was fantastic. I still can't wrap my head around it. Literally for the first half, I had this ridiculous, confused expression on my face because I had no idea what was going on. But I think that was one of my favorites of the summer. That and Toy Story 3 were definitely my top two so far this year. I think of all time, probably the Lord of the Rings trilogy would be my absolute favorite, at least when it comes to drama. It's definitely one of the most epic movies I've ever seen in my entire life. So that's a huge one. Let's see. Oh, did I watch Drake and Josh before iCarly? Yes, absolutely. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. They were kind of my inspiration before we did iCarly. Like when I went in for the original audition, I would base a lot of what I did off of how I could imagine Drake or Josh saying those lines because iCarly is made by the same dude who makes Drake and Josh, as well as Zoe 101 and Victorious, The Amanda Show, Keenan and Kel. His username on Twitter is @DanWarp, by the way, so follow him if you haven't already. We're trying to get him to 50,000 followers, which would be very exciting. Am I able to scare Dan? We've discussed the possibility of trying to scare him in the past, because he's gotten every single one of us so far. Actually, in the last episode that we shot, he scared me for the first time. and it was totally on camera right in the middle of a scene, and he got me and Miranda really, really bad. So hopefully that ends up in like a blooper reel or something that you guys get to see, because so far he hasn't really been able to scare me. Favorite books. Let's see. Favorite books. I like anything by Ted Dekker. He's definitely my favorite author. So the Circle series, I don't know if any of you guys have read that, but that's definitely one of the best I've ever read. 3, Blink, House, a lot of his books are absolutely incredible, even the standalone ones. So he is definitely my favorite author. Football team, that's a big... I'm more of a college football guy than a pro football guy. But I think my favorite team is definitely the UCLA Bruins, which is where I get my Twitter username from, BruinDude92. And a lot of people think it's because of the Boston Bruins, but actually I don't really follow hockey that much. I'm sorry to say. I'm sure the Boston Bruins are fantastic, but I'm actually it's because of the college football team. So that's where I get it. And then 92 is of course when I was born. So BruinDude92. Let's see. When you give shoutouts, well, I would love to give shoutouts, but everybody's going so stinking fast. Oh, okay. So a lot of you guys are talking about my purity ring. I don't know if when you see like press pictures and stuff like that when I go to events, sometimes you can see it. But I do have a purity ring. I got it right here. It's got a Hebrew inscription on it that says "to be pure," and I've had it actually ever since the 2008 Kids' Choice Awards. So I had it for a while. I got it right before that. So I was about 14 years old. So I've had it ever since. And then this one's actually kind of new. I got this thumb ring at the Well Done Awards, which I just recently did with Noah Monk and Doug and Chris Brochu. And it's really cool. It's got a little cross right here, and then what looks sort of like a diamond. I'm sure it's not, but it looks really cool. And I've had this for a couple months now, and I really like it. I've always kind of wanted a thumb ring, but I never really thought to get one. But so I was given one, and I love it. It's really cool. Am I Jewish? No, I'm actually not Jewish. I'm a Christian. So, but I definitely respect Jewish culture and everything about the Jewish people. And actually, a lot of the people that I work with are Jewish at iCarly. Our executive producer, the guy who makes iCarly, Dan Schneider, he's Jewish. A bunch of our producers and directors, they're all Jewish too. So I'm actually there's a lot of Jewish people in Hollywood, which is really cool. Let's see. I saw something about Max Eric. Max was just in the episode that we just filmed. I Start a Fan War, and he plays Carly's love interest in the episode, and it takes a kind of surprising turn right there in the middle, but it does, well, it doesn't necessarily work out well, but I don't want to get into the details because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Would you ever do a movie? That's actually, hopefully, when iCarly eventually does finish, whenever that is, that's what I would definitely love to do. I think that's kind of the next step for me. I would love to continue to do TV stuff, but movies would be great too.
Do you speak Spanish?
Do I speak Spanish? No, that's actually a kind of common misconception. Freddie speaks a lot of Spanish in the episodes, and typically, contextually, they don't really make sense with what's going on in the episode, but it's just random Spanish phrases. And actually, the way that it's written in, apparently there's some kind of reason for why Freddie speaks random Spanish, but it has not been explained yet. And I have a theory, but I'm not going to tell anybody unless I'm right, and then I'll be able to say for sure that I knew. But apparently our executive producer knows, and it's, I guess, going to be written in eventually, which I'm very excited to find out, because I'm very curious to know. I have a feeling that it has, well, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you if I'm right, if we ever do find out. Do I like Paramore? I love Paramore. Paramore is fantastic. Their new album, Brand New Eyes, is completely addicting. They're awesome. Let's see. Are you really BFFs with Jeanette McCurdy? Jeanette is really one of my best friends. When we met for the first time on iCarly, everybody on the set has really great chemistry. So we've all become really great friends. But yeah, my dressing room is right next to Jeanette's, so our family interacts with her family a lot, and I'm able to hang out with her a lot. We like to go places together. If we go to Disneyland or another theme park or something, then then that's always fun. But yeah, we're all really, really good friends in real life. Do I like Shay Carl? I love Shay Carl. He's definitely my favorite YouTuber. Him and his family are awesome, and I was really bummed when they moved back to Idaho, I think it is. Idaho? Yeah, Idaho. Because they used to live, I guess, in Southern California. So I always thought, like, maybe one day I would just kind of randomly run into them, and that would be really cool. But then they moved back. But they might move back to LA again, which would be cool. What's the best thing about working with Dan? I think the best thing about working with Dan is just his incredible sense of humor. He's literally one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. He's so cool. And he's an absolute comedic genius. I mean, what he does on iCarly is just absolutely incredible. If we didn't have him as kind of our fearless leader, iCarly would definitely not be what it is today. Shout out to Brazil. I'm seeing that a lot lately. Actually, I see a lot of stuff from the Brazilian fans, and I just gotta say, I love you guys so much, you Brazilian fans. You guys are awesome. The U.S. fans, of course, you guys are fantastic. But I gotta give a special shout out to my Brazilian fans. Actually, there's one in particular. I just got a package from Paulina in Rio de Janeiro, and inside I found this jersey. So it's a straight up legit Brazilian soccer jersey. And then I looked, I didn't notice it until a couple minutes later, but on the back she had it personalized, and she put my name on it, which is absolutely awesome, and I love it. So thank you so much, Paulina. This is very cool, and I'm absolutely going to keep it. So thank you so much. So yeah, special shout out to you Brazilian fans. You guys are awesome. I love it. Let's see, English fans, you guys too. Well, you know what? I shouldn't just base it on a certain country. You know, all you guys are awesome, and I feel so blessed to have you guys as as fans, because you guys are really the best, and I couldn't ask for anything better from you guys. You guys are awesome.
When did you get interested in health and fitness?
When did I get interested in health and fitness? Actually, when we finished our last season of iCarly in August of 2009, I knew that I was going to be going into a semi-normal school year, and to do that I had to have a gym requirement. So I decided that since I was going to have so much time off, that I would actually go to a gym and exercise rather than just running on my treadmill at home. And so I hooked up with a personal trainer who changed my diet around, and we got on a workout regimen, and then I've been doing it ever since. Unfortunately, since coming back to iCarly, we've been so busy that I haven't really had the chance to keep up with the training and going to the gym and everything. And at iCarly, there's never a shortage of fantastic food that's also not very good for you. So I've kind of slipped on the whole dieting thing